there's no affixes on the keys, bro. It's easy. It's like, well, I'm not gonna fucking run a key if there's no affixes on it, because that sir is not right. I get so excited for Vault Day, and it ends up being like probably pretty bad, but that's all right. All right, this time I have 6 characters to open up. We have, well, Monk, Warrior, Druid, Demon Hunter, Rogue, and the Magician this time around. I'll be gearing up the Mage for my raid team. I'm really bad at it, but it's a lot of fun to press Ice Lance, so we'll be doing that at some point today. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do it first. Let's go. This coffee mug, you guys see how full that is? I like filled it to the brim, and now it's all right. We have the Magician. I just did keys, and I think I did a little bit of Raid Finder. I am pretty much looking for like tier or anything that'll just be a decent upgrade, item level upgrade. We will be just an arcane buff for our raid team. So let's open this up and pray to God. There probably won't be too much thought behind my choice here. Crit versus Raid Finder ring with a socket, probably gonna pass. Bromox Disentombed Lockets. Not bad actually, though I think I actually upgraded Lariat. There is a main hand at 437, and there is a belt crit haste at 435 that I can upgrade. I have nothing at 441. Bromox Locket is pretty solid for Frost Magicians, especially at least in Mythic Plus. I already have a staff that is crit haste, so the wand is kind of useless, but I am wearing a 395 belt, so this is a massive upgrade if I go with the Sailcloth Waistband, which is crit haste, fine stats. You typically want to go a little bit more crit mastery, but there is a haste breakpoint that you want to hit for Icy Veins. So I think we're going to actually go just with the belt. Again, there's nothing like that's higher than 441, so it can all be upgraded to 441. And yeah, I think we'll just go with belt. Make it easy. That's a pretty massive upgrade. I think that'll put me right at 420. I am still wearing a lot of gear from last tier. For example, my chest is 395 from a world boss, and then I'm wearing the old tier set. But being 422, not too shabby. What are the affixes this week? There's actually no... Are there actually no affixes on the keys? That's gotta be fucked. That's gotta be bugged, right? That's so... Okay, wait. That's a bug. I'm in a 20 under no affix. Okay, wait. Is there actually just no affixes right now? That's so weird. Alright, Americans, go and get your IO. Try to catch up to European players. Alright, next we have the Rogue. For those who don't know, I like playing Rogue pretty casually. This is my 0 to Hero challenge last year. It was a lot of fun. I've just been playing it like super chill with some guildies whenever they needed like a DPS for crest farming. So I've been able to snag a few keys here and there. I mostly just play sub. I don't really play anything else because everything else is trolling. We're just going to open this for sub, see what we get. I think I did 4 keys total, so we have 2 options. So 441 chest that I will be able to probably catalyst in a week. And then just a cloak with crit mastery. The cloak's actually not bad, but again, like cloaks are farmable and crit mastery cloaks drop from like every dungeon. So we're probably going to just go with chest just so we have tier in the upcoming week. I'm in no rush to gear this character. It just, thank God I'm taking it now and not weeks ago when there is no creation catalyst. For those who don't know, the inspiration catalyst, creation catalyst, whatever you want to call it, comes out next reset, June 13th. Yeah, we are now going to sit on this chest for a little bit until that time comes. Still sitting at that nice 417 item level. That was easy. Next, we have the Vengeance Demon Hunter. This class has been kind of creeping up on the leaderboards. It's incredibly sturdy. Now is actually pushing on it this season, and there are a lot of Demon Hunters in the top 20 and the top 100 on the Raider IO leaderboards. So it seems to be a very powerful tank. So over time, I'm probably going to slowly continue gearing this guy up. For those who followed me kind of last season, I ended up getting this guy to about 416 at the end of last season. Last week we pulled a Seal of Questionable Loyalties from our vault, and let's see what we can pull this time. Though I want to make sure I am in the Vengeance spec. See what we get. We only did 4 keys, so we're looking for just like generalized loot. This is a little unfortunate. because high crit verse, not the greatest ring, and I think I'm going to end up making embellished boots plus their crit mastery. Pretty sizable item level upgrade, and because I already have the Seal of Questionable Loyalties, I would probably want to run Onyx Amulet if I'm not mistaken. But running this might not be the worst thing in the world. But I do have Seal of Druid Chosen on. It's kind of a tough decision here. So like most of the demon hunters that I've been looking at have been running really high haste and then equally stacking crit and the versatility stat. Crit has a lot of cool kind of nuances with it. It increases your parry, obviously increases your damage as well, where versatility is just a flat damage and a basically flat damage reduction, and mastery is kind of doo-doo right now this season. But that seems to be the plays, like high haste and then crit verse is like relatively equal. So it's like hard to tell because while there is no haste on this ring, there's also no haste on my Seal of Druid Chosen, which while good, it's a low item level, it's 408, and having a ring that I can upgrade to a slightly higher level with high crit and verse on it might seem to be the play here. I could go coins, but I couldn't even buy a socket with the coins. So I think we just actually go Band of the Worm Matron, because I think I'm going to make embellished boots. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Despite this ring being giga farmable. That's all right. I only did like 13s or something like that. So I am giga chilling with that. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. All right, nice. And again, we have no affixes on our keys. I'm not sure if that's going to fuck up on IO or what, but we'll see. All right, now we get onto the more serious characters. For those who don't know, I don't know, why am I saying that? My Guardian Druid, I've been putting in a good bit of work on. I'm now 434 bags, 432 equipped. I have Dejaroon, I have Class Trinket, I have my 4-set already, and I have some really good gear. I've been able to like craft boots. I now have my ionized choker. We're feeling pretty good. Last night, right at the end of my stream, I did one last bracket and had like 16 just for fun. Wasn't tired, couldn't go to sleep. And I looted a Treemouth's Festering Splinter, so we got our defensive trinkets. I also have a Resonator, not great at all, but I have it. So we're feeling pretty good. I don't really know what I could pull from my vault that'll be like great. Ideally a cloak, but cloaks don't have great stats, or the ring from Halls of Infusion. Forgot what it's called, but we're gonna just open this up in probably Guardian just in case we happen to loot something else. I also full cleared heroic grade on my bear, so we'll see. All right, I'm disappointed, but that's okay. So we have gloves. Gloves are the worst tier piece for the Druid in terms of like secondary stats, so probably won't take this. I am wearing 411 gloves, but my plan was actually to craft gloves. We looted a verse mastery wrist from the raid. That looks like a necklace icon, but I digress. I'm wearing haste verse wrists, which just typically seem to be better, though these do have a socket on it. Or we have a chest that I'm already wearing. So pretty disappointing there. We got crit verse 444 belt, but I'm wearing 447 crafted. We have the legs at 441, which I have legs already. So pretty much all of this gear I can't even use. So we're probably going to take the ring of... What is that ring? Crit verse leech socket on a ring of frozen rain. That has to be worth taking, right? There's no shot that I pass on that. Like, crit's a pretty bad stat for bear in the current meta, but having a little bit of crit's not going to kill me. It's high verse plus leech plus socket. That's good. All right. We're doing it. Yeah, I think I just take it. So my idea was like the ring from Halls of Infusion is like probably the ring I would really want because it has high haste on it, low verse. But I've seemed to kind of already hit the point where a lot of bears stop with haste, and then you kind of go into crit master, or not crit mastery, verse master. But I can't even be too mad about that. And like the ring I'm wearing now is low haste, so I'm not gonna like I'm gonna lose a little bit of haste here, which means that I really need to make sure I have a high haste cloak in the future, or I need to get a weapon with haste on it because I'm already running Dejaroon. But fucking shit. Okay, let's do this. We can at least do devotion. Oop, I can't even spell. I'm like typing around my coffee cup. Devotion of haste. So we'll do a ring enchant, and then I think we go for an energized yes, emerald, which is high haste, low verse. And then we put this in, and this will at least allow me to maintain, well, not that, it's only the socket really worth of that. Let's see what my haste goes down to, because I might have to figure out a way to get more, slightly more haste. I'll be crafting gloves then, since we now have the ring, which is good. Throw in a little Devo of haste. We can then do this. Let's see, how much haste do I lose? So I lose 2% roughly haste. Why are my stats changing so much as I run? 17, 16. Why is it going up and down? That's so weird. Okay, anyways, so we already picked up all the resources for it last night. I'm not going to be putting any embellishments on it. I'm going to be going haste verse, and then we're going to, oh fuck, I need to farm crests. Never mind, we're not going to craft this now. I need to get crests. I need to get one fucking Shadow Flame crest. All right, cool. So that's the plan with the bear. The bear's shaping up quite nicely. 434, that ring was massive. I know Leech was nerfed. I know Leech isn't as valuable as it used to be, but having tertiary stats plus a socket on a ring from Vault, I cannot complain. Warrior time. I've mostly been playing arms. As some of you know, arms got buffed, but so did protection warrior. I like playing prot. Prot's been fun this season, but the last 2 weeks have been pretty shit affixes. The warrior though is coming along in terms of gear. I don't have the new 4 set yet, so my item level's still a little low. I am 429 in bags. Not ideal gear. A lot of it's actually based for prot. I have a lot of haste verse gear, so kind of looking good on that. Prot's looking good. I think protection warrior is going to jump up a peg on the tier list. This is me personally. And I think Brewmaster is now going to be the worst tank. Protection warrior was actually kind of sleeper. Protection warrior is insanely stable right now in keys. There are some issues that they were struggling with, but they're now getting an 8% overall aura buff, a 10% auto attack buff. They are also getting spell block is being increased to 30-second duration instead of 20, and they are increasing the potency of the Thunderlord or whatever. Whenever you thunderclap, it reduces your demoralizing shout per target hit up to 3, and instead of giving you 1 second cooldown reduction on demo shout, it's now 1.5. So every time you thunderclap, you're getting an additional 1.5 seconds off of your demo shout. I think protection warrior is going to look very strong, especially on weeks where incorporeal and entangled, or not entangled, afflicted don't exist. The weeks that they do exist, they're still going to be fine. It's just like having another character that can't handle that is not great, but what are you going to do? Vengeance Demon Hunter is killing it, so I'm pretty excited for Prot Warrior, but we're going to probably open this. You know what? We're going to open this as Prot, actually, because like getting a shield would be cool, or some kind of cool tank trinket. But I did all of normal, and I did a bunch of Mythic Plus. Holy fuck. Crit haste boosts. Wake up, idiot. Crit haste boots. Those are fine, but they're normal. Neck, normal, really high crit. And then we got non-tier gloves. What a fucking troll. I thought this was tier. We do have tier shoulders in our vault, which I think would give me 4 set. Because what I would do is I would take shoulders. I have a token, which I would then make chest, and then I have gloves here, which I'm going to catalyze because they have leech on them. So I'll be doing that. But this ring is kind of goated with the sauce. High haste, low verse, and of course the pants are just crit haste. I don't really care about the pants if I'm being honest. So my options right now are probably ring or shoulders. Shoulders, I can always catalyze in future weeks. I can farm for Mythic Plus at an item level like this and upgrade it. No big deal. I can still do heroic raid or normal raid to get shoulders. The ring though, at 444, I can't farm this at this item level. I can eventually add a socket to it. And while it doesn't have tertiary stats, it's hard to expect that. I'm going to show off 2 sites here. I'm going to do this in a second. First, we have sub creation. This is going to be based off of data last week. And for those who have watched any video of mine, I talk about this site all the time, but you can click on Protection Warrior, for example. You can go down to rings and you can see what people are running. And you can see that the Circle of Ascended Frost is being ran in as high of 24s. 20% of people are running this combination. And then you have another 3.5% running this combination, double high haste rings with questionable loyalties plus circle. And then you have another one down here, which is the crafted ring. So you have about a 25-ish, maybe a little bit more representation of this ring period in keys, which is really high compared to a lot of the other ones where, of course, you still have Seal of Druid is Chosen, you have crafted rings, you have the loop of pulsing veins from Underrots. So a lot of good rings here. Now, one other site that I want to show is called Murloc.io. Now, this site is really cool. It's mostly centered around PvP, but they have a Mythic Plus section, which is awesome. Now, this is more for elitists, I would say, because instead of Subcreation taking like the top percentage of runs where it's like 16s to 20 whatever, like 24s, higher than that. But what's cool about this is it only looks at the top 50, and it breaks everything down, and I think it breaks it down a little bit better than Subcreation does in some senses. So it'll show you the players it's taking from. So here's the top 50. You can scroll through if you're interested. I first found out about this site way back in the day, but what's really cool is it breaks down the main stat priority. So it's showing that most out of all top 50 warriors, on average, this is kind of the breakdown of stats. So very high haste into verse, and you don't want to look at the percentages necessarily because they're not factoring your in-game percentages based off of the spec you're in. They're basing it off of just pure raw secondary stats. So you want to look at the raw number. So people are a little over 2,000 points of crits, almost 5,000 points of haste, only 1,000 of mastery, and 3.5k verse. So if we go in-game, we can like see, again, you don't want to look at percentages, and I'm in arms, but we're at about only 4,200 haste, which means that we need even more haste than we currently have on the gear that we're wearing. So looking at that, we can know what stats to look out for and what kind of numbers you want to be aiming for. Then if you scroll down even further, there's heat maps, which I think looks a little bit better than Radar.io, but also I don't like how it's laid out. The trees look weird in terms of heat mapping, but you can also see the breakdown percentage of what people are running. So if we scroll down to rings, you can see that Circle of Ascended Frost, 15 are wearing, 11 are wearing Onyx Amulet, and then you have some other variations here. So this kind of confirms my like little hunch that probably going to run Circle of Ascended Frost. What's also cool is you can look at tier, and you can see what people are running tier set wise. You have the leg plates being ran by 13, you have the hands being ran by 15, you have the chest being run by 16, pauldrons 15, and of course Helm 8, which kind of goes to show that out of all of them, Helm is probably the worst, which is surprising to me. Might be slight RNG, but the Helm has haste on it where the pants don't. So I would imagine that you would prefer having the haste over the verse, but again, it might be like RNG. Also, there's haste verse here on, I guess, Decay Mother's Wrathful Gaze, which I'm assuming is from Brackenhide. So maybe that's why they're playing it. So it's kind of cool. Great site. I'll leave both of these in the description below, so if you want to check them out, go for it. So we're back in game. I think I'm going to pass on the tier because I think the tier is going to be easier for me to get as a player in the next week or so, where this ring, seeing it from my vault again, is going to be a little bit more uncommon because, again, I can start catalyzing next week. So as long as I see shoulders period, I can do it. And hopefully by then I'm also doing 20s, which means I can get 447 tier. I'm actually really happy with that vault. That's a solid vault. Last but not least, we have Monk. All right. My Monk's pretty loaded out. I'll say it again. I said it last week, but then I pulled a beacon. Probably not much I can pull from my vault that I'll be like super jazzed about. It has to be just like a direct item level upgrade. We are going to open it as Brewmaster still because I would like to see a Talisman of the Crack Shaper or either of the defensive trinkets I'm wearing at a higher item level. So we're going to double check that. We are on Brewmaster and we're going to open this vault up. Let's see what we get. All right. Nice. Dude, the Mythic Vault is so disappointing. I killed at least 3 Mythic boss. I just killed 3 this week. Digit stats. Cool transmog. Probably won't wear it. High crit, low verse neck. Might not actually be the worst play. Like, unironically. I can always add sockets to this. For Brewmaster, I feel like I would still want to wear heavy verse. But this could also double as like a solid Windwalker necklace. We also have Crit Mastery Helm. Helm is really solid this tier, except I am wearing a Lifebound cap at 447, so it wouldn't even be an upgrade. And then Crit Mastery Ring. Probably gonna pass on the ring, definitely passing on the mask. So we're pretty much between, do we want 447 tier Helm, which again gives, it's just basically an equivalent item level of what I'm already wearing. A little bit worse stats, but it would allow me to drop my chest piece for something a little bit more suitable, because as a lot of you know, or maybe you don't know, the chest piece for tier for Brewmaster, or at least Monk in general, is high haste. And that's not a super great stat for us, but I am currently wearing it at 447. So I'd have to get probably an equivalent chest, or I would just be gimping my item level to wear something lower. So I don't think I go tier. So that begs the question, dude, this is like the third time I've seen Helm tier for my vault. This is crazy. Do I go neck? Higher item level, slightly swap stats. I can add sockets to it. I can just add 3 sockets, so I don't even have to worry about it. Or I can add a sockets to my bracers, which are crit verse, to my belt, which, never mind, I already did. Or my Ring of Frozen Rain, or I can just hold on to it, or I can add it to my helm. But I don't think I don't plan on using my helm for a very long time, or at least I don't think I will, because I kind of want to start moving into the idea of running the undulating spore cloak, or whatever it's called, that gives you an absorption shield. Though I do have avoidance on this one. It's a hard decision. I think purely for the fact that I've been playing more Windwalker lately and I need higher crit on my gear, I think I go neck. Like, because again, a 447 neck is just extra stamina as well. So this actually might be worth taking instead. It's an extra 100 stamina. I can add sockets. I lose about 400 verse. I think I go neck. I'm not gonna regret that. Yeah, I'm not gonna regret that. No, I'm gonna regret that. Whatever. It's a video game. All right, affixes are back on. All right, cool. That's it. So it is Volcanic Sanguine, as we predicted on stream last night. Pretty cool about that. Pretty excited about that. I cannot English. Pretty much free affixes. This is a very good push week. Outside of Tyrannical being like tough for most healers, Volcanic, just don't stand in it. Sanguine, just kite when mobs are dying. Easy. I hope there's no like crazy little mobs that die that drop Sanguine, like in Neltharian's Lair or something like that, but we'll see. Good luck in your vaults. Let me know what you got in the comments below, or how many sockets you took this week. That's the thing. And I will see you guys all very, very soon, probably on stream or in a future video. All right, peace.